Hey guys!
Today we're here with the interview with Wesley Taylor.
Woo! He's been in SpongeBob, The Rock of Ages, and The Addams Family.
So let's get on to the video.
Here we go! Broadway time!
How did you get into theater?
Okay. Yeah. So, my mom was a music teacher, and we were singing a lot. Music was a part of our childhood, performing in church and playing the piano and all of that. I just really liked being in front of people. I liked making people laugh. And so that sort of became more focused on acting when I got into high school. And I just wanted to be better. And there was a lot of Shakespeare. There was a lot of, English the plays that we read in English that just, excited me, and I wanted to get better at it and go to drama school. All good. All good.
I did a play about like a long time ago because I went to theater lab and I was one of the girls, right? What was
I think you were Helena.
Helena, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's a great part.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. It was nice.
Nice.
Okay. What is your dream role?
Well, speaking of Shakespeare, I've always wanted to play Iago in the play Othello. Mm-hmm. I kind of say that anytime someone asks me this question, so it's probably a boring answer, but I still haven't played the guy, so it's got to happen.
You got to do that soon.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite show mishap?
Well, the most recent one that comes to mind, which was like really traumatic for me, was in SpongeBob on Broadway. I had this entrance down the back of the theater, down the center aisle, and I had these big, huge crashing cymbals that I'm like, crashing together, and they're thick and metal and heavy. And one night, my grip on my left hand got loose, and I watched in slow motion, basically, this cymbal fly up in the air like a frisbee and come crashing down on this girl's face. She was like 14 years old. She was like, it cut her. There was blood. She was crying. It was awful. And I of course, dropped character and ran up to her, and I was like,
yeah.
Are you okay? What's going on? Like, can I go get you help? But I was just like, are you okay? And she was like, and so then I didn't know what to do. So I just walked up on stage. I continued going on stage, and I turned around, and her whole family was like getting up and walking out of the aisle and walking to the back of the theater. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to sue Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
They're going to get shut down. They're going to, I'm just like playing the worst scenarios in my head. And it was really hard to like finish the show. Like the rest of the 15 minutes or whatnot I had on stage, I was just like so paralyzed with guilt and just fear. But she was okay. I mean,
okay, yeah, that's
good. I learned after the fact that she was fine. She was a little shaken up, and she had a little bit of a gash. But
I don't know if we should laugh or not. Like she got cut, but
I know they comped her family. They gave them free tickets, free merchandise.
Okay.
They took care of them.
When I was listening to the story, I was like, I don't know if I should laugh or not. She got cut, but it's a little
in retrospect, when you look back, it's very funny.
It's kind of funny, yeah.
In the moment, it's terrifying.
Horrible.
But that's the magic of live theater, so.
Right.
Hey.
That's right.
What is a musical you would want to turn into a movie, and who would you cast?
That's a good question. Musical I'd turn into a movie, and who would I cast? I mean, so many of them have already been turned into movies.
Yeah.
And like Dear Evan Hansen is turning into one.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Like, I was gonna say Cabaret, but of course that was done in the 70s. Yeah. Maybe Aida.
Oh.
Okay.
I saw that when I was 14. Heather Headley was Aida, and it was just blew me away. And I'd be interested in seeing that. I think that they're trying to revive it on Broadway, whenever Broadway comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a movie would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be.
What was it like playing Plankton in SpongeBob the Musical?
It was a dream. I had such a blast doing that show. It sort of exceeded all my expectations of what that kind of show could be.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really creative and inventive, which, Tina Landau was someone I always wanted to work with, and I think her as a director just really made it as magical as it could be. So it was really like a dream job. I mean, cast was amazing. The part was really fun. And it gave me an excuse to move back to New York City. I was living in LA for about 2 years and really missing the theater and the city. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So who is your favorite co-star and why?
Oh, that's hard because I don't want to exclude anyone, but I actually will say Nathan Lane was someone that I learned sort of the most from. When I did The Addams Family, I was 23 years old, and I just felt like watching Nathan sort of interact with an audience night to night was always different, and he was always really in the moment, and his comedy is like math. It's like, it's just a music. It's like, it's his delivery is sort of impeccable, and it was really sort of rich to be able to soak up what he was giving out. And that show had a lot of politics and drama and a lot of things personally in my life that were happening at the time. And it was a roller coaster of emotions, that experience. But Nathan was really a big takeaway for me in terms of what I gained from that job.
What role would you never do again?
Would I never do again?
Yeah.
Taking so long because I think that even bad experiences you can learn a lot from.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
But let's see. Maybe I did this one-man show called An Act of God where I played God. And it, I learned a lot. I had a good time. It was crazy night to night sort of response. But I don't need to do that one again.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
it was a lot.
Well, I have another question. What was the hardest musical you ever been in?
The hardest musical. The hardest musical. Well, Assassins. Actually, I was in rehearsals for Assassins before we got shut down, and it was really high for me for my vocal range. It sits really high in my voice. I was playing this part, Giuseppe Zangara, who sings this really high, feverish sort of song, and he's got this thick Italian accent, and he's always sort of yelling and high pitched, and it's just a vocal responsibility, but also just he's at a 10. Yeah. It feels like at all times. So that was the recent challenge that comes to mind.
Okay. So now we can go on to fan questions. What is the weirdest thing that you've done on stage?
The weirdest thing I've done. I've done a lot of weird things. Let's see. I did do a striptease. Oh God, I shouldn't talk about that.
Continue.
No, go ahead.
Continue. Did we see that?
Wait, was that with the skivvies?
What?
Was that with the skivvies with Lauren Melania?
Well, no. I mean, sure. Those YouTube videos. Yeah. The skivvies. Lauren and Nick. I performed with them many times, and what a joy. But no, I was talking about Tales of the City. I did a musical in San Francisco where I had to do a little striptease in Act 2 and show my bum.
Oh.
And I also had to roller skate in that show. and
that was
I
interesting.
had to. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time doing that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jose.123 asks, what was the audition process for the Addams Family?
Well, originally I had auditioned like a couple. I want to say like a year prior to when I got the part for development, like workshops of it. Then I didn't get the part, which happens a lot in the business. Like you audition, you don't get it. They give it to someone else, and then that other person does either a workshop or an out of town, and then they give you a call and they're like, okay, now it's your turn. It's not fun when you're the guy that they're replacing, of course, and that's also happened to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't get the part at first, and then suddenly it was going to Chicago for a out of town tryout, and I was called back in to audition again. And I went in several times and did a bunch of material that ended up not even in the show. All of it got cut, and yeah, I'm trying to think. Did I have to do I don't think I read with Krista. I remember her in the lobby. It was so long ago. What did I do? I sang a Billy Joel song, She's Got Away. Then I sang from the show, a duet in Act 1 that got cut.
Wow.
And then I did I did 2 of the scenes, which were all sort of cut and changed. But yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I have a question. So, like, were you also the replacement guy for SpongeBob? Because wasn't it in Chicago, Nick Bleeman?
Didn't get it. Nick got it. And he did it in Chicago. And I think decided after that experience that I think he actually sold a script or something, and he wanted to pursue some stuff in LA. So he opted out of the Broadway transfer. And I was living in LA at the time. And Tina Landau called and asked if I would take part in she was like, we're doing a reading, which is like the sort of last thing that we're doing before Broadway. And would you come read for us? So it's basically my audition.
Okay, yeah.
But with the whole cast that already had their offers
That's
for Broadway.
crazy, yeah.
So it was like, no pressure. You
Right,
know,
right.
all
Don't
of my
screw
friends
up.
being like,
Don't stutter. Right.
Don't mess up, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So Casey asked, are you still in contact with any of the people that you've been in the cast with?
I'm sorry?
Are you still in contact with anybody you've ever co-starred with?
Oh yeah, most people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, of course it's like, you know, your little family for however long the run is, and then you start a new family and a new life with the next show. But the people that you're, you know, doing 8 shows a week with and like acting opposite on stage, it's really sort of hard to break those bonds, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be hard to sort of distance yourself from those people because they become naturally like your family. Like Krista is one of my closest friends. Lauren Molina and people in Rock of Ages are dear friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
SpongeBob. You know, I don't get to see Lily and Ethan as much as I want to, but they're like family now, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So now we can play a game. We have 3 games, but you can choose 2 to do, or all if you choose to. So we have Put a Finger Down, Guess the Musical, or Fill in the Musical Blank. So which one do you want to do first?
Wait, say that again.
Put a Finger Down.
Like the...
Yeah.
Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guess the Musical, and Fill in the Blank.
Okay. Let's do this one.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Okay,
which one else?
What else? Or the other 2 if you want to.
You guys pick.
Okay.
So, we're going to start with 10 fingers.
Okay.
And as we read out the prompts, you put a finger down if it's true or not.
Okay.
Okay.
So, put a finger down if you rejected plans because of rehearsal.
Put a finger down if you cried on closing night.
Put a finger down if you've been noticed on the street.
Put a finger down if you interacted with that theater girl.
Wait, what?
If you interacted with that theater girl, like a theater girl.
Like that one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Put a finger down if a famous person came to your show.
Put a finger down if you ever farted on stage.
Farted?
Mm-hmm.
What about like backstage? Actually,
Or if you burped on stage, that counts too.
okay.
Put a finger down if you've fallen on stage.
Put a finger down if your voice cracked on stage.
Oh, please.
Put a finger down if you've gotten gifts from fans.
Put a finger down if you played multiple roles on the show. In the show.
You mean within the same show?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So, what famous person came to your show?
Well, on Broadway, they come quite a bit. And it's kind of like, it's always exciting when you hear on the intercom after you've done a show that, someone that you've idolized forever has been at the show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, like, I loved when, Whoopi Goldberg came to SpongeBob because she came back and just, like, she loved the show so much that she stayed and, like, talked to us for, like, an hour.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I grew up watching her stuff young, like
Sister Act. Love it.
I love
it. Same.
Love
Are you kidding
all
me?
of her stuff.
Sister Act 2. I watched like 47 times.
It's the best one. Okay, and if you remember, what was your story interacting with that theater girl? If you remember one.
Well, it depends on your definition of that girl. I mean,
okay, so I think that
I could be that girl.
Okay. I think that theater girl is like a girl that's like obsessed with theater. Like,
well, not necessarily, because then I'd be that person. Like one that's like goes into audition and like oh, you're singing that song?
Or that, like tries to be the tension stealer. Like they can't like work like like we like do a play, you have to like work together. She's like just all about herself.
Yes,
you know
what
I mean?
I should bow first and
I should be in the center stage and everyone else should just go around me.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
I mean I remember, I've been on set and there's been, I guess, a girl, it was a girl, who sort of would
kind of take over,
figure out ways to dominate the shot, the frame, and sort of get her, if there was a two shot, she would make sure that she was sort of like the one in focus, the sort of, yeah, I feel like I know plenty of theater obsessed people. Also, when I was on Smash, I was sort of playing a character of someone that I know, someone that I had worked with, like a boy like that was a boy that I knew very well, and so it wasn't so hard to sort of emulate that personality, because we all know those people.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question. What musical did you play multiple roles in?
Well, the first one that came to my mind was Little Miss Sunshine. I had a small part as like the ex-boyfriend of Rory O'Malley, but I also played like the sound grip and the funeral guy, and that, like, I played like a bunch of little parts. And I know that I've done that in several shows, but they're not coming to me right now.
Okay.
Definitely in college for sure.
Okay, so now we can play Guess the Musical.
Okay.
So for each musical, you have 3 guesses, and if you don't get it right with the 3 guesses, then it's for you.
Okay.
I'm
nervous.
Okay. Green meets blonde.
Say what?
Green meets blonde.
Wicked.
The end is coming.
SpongeBob.
Freak meets pink.
Freak meets pink. Legally Blonde.
No.
Freak meets pink. Oh, Mean Girls.
Yes.
A whole bunch of Davids fight Goliaths.
Whole bunch of Davids fight Goliaths. Newsies.
Yes. Cape, cow, hair, and slipper.
Into the Woods.
Queen of New York.
Think about like a big monster.
You said Queen of New York?
Yeah.
Big monster.
Yeah.
Do you want to give him a hint?
Yes.
Watch Me As I Go.
Big monster. Queen. Watch Me As I Go.
It's King
Shrek?
Kong the musical.
What?
King Kong the musical.
Oh, thank you. Wait, what was the first thing you said?
Queen of New York. Like the show starts off like Queen of New York.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let it go.
Frozen.
My Shot.
Hamilton.
Turn it off.
Book of Mormon.
Arabian Nights.
Aladdin.
Yeah, so you got all of them right except for King Kong.
But that was a hard one. So.
Yeah, that was a hard
That
one.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of like.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like a female monster.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I can.
Queen of. I don't know.
Okay. Go on to
quick rounds.
Oh.
Okay, so these are fast questions.
Okay.
You just gotta go for it, okay? So
Okay.
first question: favorite Halloween costume?
I dressed one year as a Jersey Shore baby, a Guido baby.
Harry Potter house.
Slytherin.
Me too. Favorite holiday?
Holiday?
Yeah.
Christmas all the way.
Favorite song.
Oh, the one that my fiance and always sing in a Spanish accent for whatever reason is "Never enough, never enough for me." Don't ask why. It's what we do.
Favorite actor?
Favorite actor? I love. I'm just going to theater right now. Christian Borle.
Favorite musical.
Cabaret.
Favorite food?
Thai food.
Favorite choreographer.
Favorite what?
Choreographer.
What?
Choreographer.
Choreographer.
Oh, choreographer. Bob Fosse.
Favorite beverage?
Coffee.
Favorite place to eat in New York.
This place called ROKC, Ramen Noodles.
Biggest pet peeve?
Woo! When people condescend or patronize or pull their power.
What other roles would you want to play in SpongeBob?
Jalen's part, Pearl.
Favorite sitcom?
When I was younger, I watched Friends and Everybody Loves Raymond. Those were comfort food. Yes.
Favorite costume.
Favorite costume. Plankton was pretty dope.
Favorite animal?
Dogs, of course.
Quick favorite question from today.
That we asked.
Favorite question from today. My favorite question from today was. I'm trying to go back to all the questions you asked.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great interview. I loved all of the questions, but I'm totally blanking on every question that you ever asked me.
What was a really good response?
A really good response. Ooh, was the mishap?
I think
Oh, sure.
The mishap. Yeah.
The mishap. That's always fun to recall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fun now. It was
not fun at the time.
Yeah.
On the day.
Yes. Thank
but
you.
It's sort of therapeutic to talk about now.
Yeah, 100%. I remember one time I did something embarrassing on stage. I think I ripped my pants, and I remember at the moment I wanted to cry and give up on the play, but I was just whatever, and I just got over it. But when I'm looking back at it, I was that's kind of hilarious. That's hilarious. So, yeah.
I mean, these are war stories.
Yeah.
They're theater lore.
Yeah,
in the moment I was gonna cry and tell my mom I don't want to be in theater ever again. I'm never doing no more plays, musicals. But then now I look back at it, I'm oh, that wasn't that bad. There's worse stuff. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I had a golden egg chucked at me in Into the Woods, and it busted my lip. And I was on stage, and I wanted to.
Who were you playing in Into the Woods?
Baker.
Yeah. Nice. I played the Baker in high school.
Oh. Well, that was the last question.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Right.
When you guys did your April Fool's prank, I was excited.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't mad. I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. We got to go get tickets. Yeah.
I think we fooled a lot of people.
Yeah, I think you got... Yeah.
Especially with like the costume switch, that I was fooled.
I wanted to wear his wig and of course trade the wigs, but the wig department wouldn't let us.
Oh.
So we just took the photo like cutting off the top of our head.
Yeah. He literally recorded the SpongeBob musical on TV, like when it was like live on Nickelodeon, and he plays it over and over and over and over again.
I mean, I gotta do what I gotta do.
I'm glad we filmed that.
Yeah, me too.
It honestly is really, really good musical. Like when I tell people like what was like the best musical I've seen, I put SpongeBob in that list because it honestly was like a really, really good musical.
It sure was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think a musical called like SpongeBob.
No, you wouldn't. I definitely didn't when I first heard about it.
I'm gonna be honest. I was a little bit like, we gotta see SpongeBob, Mom,
and I was like, yay!
Because he was excited because he already seen like previews of it. But I only heard the music, but the music sound good. But I was like, SpongeBob, how are they gonna do that? And then when I saw it, I was like, this is the best musical I've seen in a long time. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
But isn't that the sort of best kind of theater, the kind that surprises you?
Yes.
And,
honestly,
defies your sort of expectations of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I put it next to like, Wicked, right? Hamilton, I put SpongeBob right under there, honestly. Like,
SpongeBob's at the top. Hamilton's good. Wicked's good.
Oh,
no, but SpongeBob is what gave me the musical theater bug.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I saw
100%.
Paramore before that, and I was just like,
yeah,
okay. And then I saw SpongeBob, and I was like, oh, I'm doing that.
Yeah, SpongeBob was really, really good. Yeah, I put it in my top 3, honestly, We've seen a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. And so...
well, thanks for having me, guys. This was really fun.
Hey, guys! Thanks for watching.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can be in our post notification shout out. We'll shout you out in the beginning of the video next week. Anyways, we'll see you next time.
Bye!